Everyone talks, guys, about how, you know, it's so much more killer to see a guy go down with a season-ending injury in preseason. Part of me gets that. I get the outlook on that because I know technically it is a meaningless game. He didn't have to be in there. But I don't know. Like, I look at it as it's kind of a necessary evil. I don't know. My gripe with that argument is that, say, if this happened in the first or third quarter even of game one, like, you're still out Edelman for the entire season. It's like, did it really, is it that much more painful that it happened in preseason than game one?
The effect is the same. The result is the same. But I think the fact that if this had happened to, say, I don't know, a guy who's maybe like 60th, 70th on the roster, a guy who needs to be out there if he wants to make this team, then it's a little bit more understandable, a little bit more easy to swallow. Edelman, everybody knew immediately that he was on this team. He was in zero danger of not making this team. He could have sat out this entire preseason, and he still would have made this team and probably would have been just as productive as he could be. I think that's what fans say. They're like, we don't need to see him out there in this game. It's like if Tom Brady got rolled up in that game, you don't need to see him on the field.
But I get Tom Brady talking about the importance of the preseason in terms of building up that just gelling together, building up the chemistry of the offense.
I think there are very few guys who kind of, like you see Rob Gronkowski, he gets the treatment where they're just going to avoid him in preseason. Obviously, he's playing this year.
Yeah,
he's playing this year too. But I think there are very few cases where guys would just will not play the preseason. You have to at least get your reps, and you have to, get in sync and at least get game action. Going from training camp, guys are already itching in joint practices. Guys are itching to play against other competition, and then the games are a different level. Yeah. So, stuff like this happens.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why it's
a
necessary
evil.
You
can't sit all the roster locks just because it's not really about them. Of course, Julian Edelman's not competing for a spot on the roster, but it's about not being stale.
It's a case where I can see why people get angry about it, because it's looking at it on the surface. One of the Patriots' best players is now out for the season because of a meaningless game. But on the other hand, like you said, you do need to get these reps. You're not going to sit your entire first-team offense for the entire preseason and then expect them to go out and be super fresh in week one. So it's a tough thing. And, I mean, Bill Belichick actually did say that this doesn't change the way he views the preseason. He didn't say that he wants the preseason to be shorter or wants their rules to be any different. But preseason's too long. For one thing about the preseason, they just need to completely get rid of this game that we're about to watch on Thursday, because this game, obviously, it means a lot to the guys who are fighting for jobs right now, but to everybody else, I mean, you can get these done in 3 weeks and you can avoid a lot of injuries, a lot of headache, a lot of boredom, a lot of everything, and just get right to the regular season. Make the preseason 3 weeks. That's my my political platform.
I can see that. Again, I just wanted to see what your take, y'all's takes on it were, just because it's just a little pet peeve of mine when everyone's Twitter blows up with, it's so devastating to see a guy go down in preseason. Yes, it is. It's too bad to see an injury. I just look at it as it's too bad to see an injury occur at any time, especially if whether it's preseason or early on in the season. The Patriots are going to need Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl. And so if that's your mentality, it's like, why play him, I guess, at all until then, but you can't do that with every player. But anyway,